My name is Veronікою Березовською. I am managing digital marketing. Today we will spend an hour with the topic about video meetings. First, I'm going to speak about the camera and how to position camera to make it best. Then I will speak about the background, so everything that you see behind me. Then another topic will be the light and why the light is so important. And we finish with how we look and how we can modify our look to make the advantage of it, actually. We're going to start with the camera. Things that are crucial is the positioning of the camera. So basically, if you are using the laptop, then sort of you don't have to think about it that much because the camera is situated right in front of you. Different thing is when you have additional camera and you have to decide where to put it. So some people, they will put the camera above one monitor and then they will have a video call on the other monitor, and it would look like they are not looking into the other person's eyes. And actually, this is the thing that we should avoid, because many studies have shown that if a person avoids eye contact, then it hides something and you cannot trust this person. Whenever you can, just put your camera in front of you and look into the camera. So the other interesting thing is at what level you place your camera. The optimal level to put your camera is, many people would say, is on the eye level, but actually, if you want to have a little more of authority, but still be perceived as a friendly human being, lower your camera a bit, put it on your chin level, because then you cannot really tell the difference where the camera is placed, but because of the placing is slightly lower, we subconsciously gain a little more of authority over our interlocutor. Now let's see some examples. The first image on the left is actually, you can see a correct placement. I also tried my best to place it correctly today. So actually the camera is slightly below my eye level, but it still looks natural, I believe. And then you can see those examples when the camera is a bit too high or side, or is a bit too low. I made this scary expression, but like when the camera is too high, it's really visible, and it gives you this impression that someone like imposing your personal space. And that is what we want to avoid. And the other thing, as we can see here, when the camera is too low, we feel small and insecure, and it doesn't build the respect we want to achieve during a video interview. And this is the background. So as you can see here behind me, I try to make this background feel quite home-like, but also not too plain and not too empty. And the reason for that is when we are meeting someone, whether it's online or offline, we not only judge the person by their look, but we also judge the environment. Many surveys prove that actually the environment can create, increase or decrease different emotions we are having. So also this interior design and neuroscience is quite popular, for example, in psychology rooms, when we are sharing our most personal things to the therapist. And actually there's a whole science behind how the room should be arranged so that we feel safe and secure. Having like this branch of science experience, we can create our background so it generates a certain mood in the person that we are having the meeting with. So the most important part is to make it cozy and make it neat. Cozy, it's home-like atmosphere. maybe some flowers, as I put myself, or some artwork. By the way, if you have some artwork behind you, it's a great small talk topic. Every time I have a meeting with someone and there is some artwork on my wall, there is this questions. It's a nice icebreaker and you can use it in your advantage. Also, you can use books. Nice to share that you're reading, and actually having a books behind you proves your expertise. So this is why if you have some meeting with some experts, they would often have books in the background to prove actually what they know. Another thing is artificial backgrounds. We have different type of artificial backgrounds. For official meetings, this is not a good idea to have any kind of artificial or blurred backgrounds. What it does basically to our subconscious is that it creates this strange subliminal impression that we want to hide something. And during every kind of meeting, whether it's with a new business partner or potential client or employer, it's crucial to give this impression of being genuine and trustful. There is an exception to that rule, of course, is artificial backgrounds are actually great when you are having a casual coworker meeting. It's a great idea to show your mood, to maybe spread some nice meme, or like to show your sense of humor. But for formal meetings, it's always best to keep it authentic. Let me go back a bit also to this blurred background, because I see all the time people using it, and actually maybe they think it's sort of keeping things natural, but blending it a bit to actually draw attention to the speaker, to ourselves, to our silhouette. But for our brain, it has no difference. It's no difference whether the background is totally artificial or it's blurred. It gives and it sends the same signal that we are not authentic and we want to hide something. Let me give you some examples how it looks. You can see here on my screen again, and on this short video, that I put on some flowers, I put on some natural materials. It soothes you a bit. Then you have in the middle, you have the ordinary way I handle like the meetings with my coworkers. Like, it's not bad, but it doesn't show effort, and it's not interesting. It's the angle, it's a bit too wide. Here you can see me on a plain background. We associate this blank spaces from one side with a little effort or no effort at all. But also another thing is that we associate those blank, empty spaces with the spaces we don't like. For example, police stations or hospitals. And on down movie, you can see a quite wide angle. I tried to clutter my space a bit, and you can see actually that there's a lot of things going on. You don't pay attention to my face that much at all in this picture. You just try to, I think what I would do, I would try to figure out what's in the table and how the rest of the apartment is looking like. The third thing I want to discuss is the light. Basic rule that is used in photography is placing the light source higher than a head, mimicking sort of position of the sun. Today, I am having two sources of light. One is on my upper left, and this is the main source of my light. I use it to create this natural shades on my face. And the other additional source of light I am having here is on the right side, and it's to a little bit of minimalize the shadows on my face, so my face is lit up a bit more evenly. Then also the temperature is important. We associate warm light with a safe environment. It gives you this cozy home-like atmosphere, also in the atmosphere we were discussing previously. The soft light will be always better than harsh light. The soft light creates this nice soft angles and makes your face look nice and neat. The harsh light, it generally generates like this very strong facial shapes, but also it levels up the cortisol. It not only raises our cortisol in our body, but also in the body of the person that is looking at us. The very important placement to avoid is the backlight or the direct front light. And you will see it here on the examples. On the upper side, you can see me being next to the window, but actually facing the window, and the main source of light is from behind. If you can remember, like from these movies about the villains and the heroes, the villain character would always be like, will have this face in a shadow, and that eyes would be almost invisible. In the middle, you have me with the side light, my wrinkles and my nose. It's really have this like strong lines, and it's not really flattering. Also, you can see a lot of shadows on the one side of my face, and it's not evenly visible. And then you can see a front light, and actually aside of the fact like my face is pretty well lit here, but it's not looking natural. That's one thing. But also it's sort of like this light, it's sort of blinding. So it's not really favorable. And we are now covering the last part, our looks. It's not about the environment anymore. It's about us. The basic thing that people still sometimes they keep on forgetting is to always dress as you were meeting the person in person, offline. The stylists, they suggest if you are unsure what to wear, always dress up a level. What can you do is, for example, you can, when you are checking the company's website, and from the website itself, you can have, or from media channels, social media channels, you can grasp this company's culture, how they dress up, and what kind of attire they use on a daily basis. And then, a thing about the colors, what I advise, always choose the solid and clean classic colors. So it doesn't matter that much whether it's a button-up shirt with, I don't know, long sleeve or a simple jumper. What matters is the color and the pattern. So I would avoid any patterns because they are distracting. You would see in the minute on the example. But also, I am a huge fan of white. And actually, this is a photographer tip, is that when you are wearing anything bright, white or cream, it will act like this photographic blend and reflect the light and lit up your face a bit. And then it's about the spectrum of your silhouette visible in the screen. What I want to pay attention here is the amount of your silhouette visible during the online meeting is about from like this mid-chest level up to the tip of your head and some additional space over here. Another thing, it's about the jewelry. If you like jewelry, wear it, of course, but just avoid this very clingy one. But because when you will move and use gestures and you will have some clingy noises, it will just distract your interlocutor. So this is something worth mentioning just for the comfort of the other side. Let's check how it looks. On the first picture, you can see myself with this amount of space around me that is desirable. Then on the right, you can see me being a bit far from the camera. And actually there's too much space around me and it's harder to focus about my face and what I am showing. Then you have this cropped image when, you don't know whether I have the tip of my head or no. And then you can, I was trying to make the same face impression and hair as on this correct kind of image in white shirt. But instead of that, I was wearing something really colorful and with a lot of patterns. And just, just compare these two pictures and think with what person would you like to, I don't know, make business or have them as a business partner. Which person looks more professional to you? And then a couple of things that I would like you to remember before every meeting. Normally, without those video meetings, you would meet in the office and you would commute for about half an hour at least to get to the point when you have a meeting. And now you have this extra half an hour. So it's great to actually make use of it. What I advise and what I am doing is actually paying attention to yourself. So just make sure your mood is okay, because your mood is contagious. How we feel inside instantly, we show it outside. We can have this solid face, but if we don't feel good inside, it just doesn't work. And then before the meeting, it's best to turn everything on 10 minutes before. And then we are meeting on a Meet platform. And here you can actually put on your camera and check your audio and video before entering the room. Then it's about, if you are co-working or co-housing, if you are taking the meeting from your home, just make sure everyone know that you should not be disturbed. Close the door, use a key if you have to, but just make sure that you won't hear your children or your significant other checking up on you if you are having this important meeting. And then something that happens often is about the notifications. As we are having the meetings often on our laptops, and we have all these apps like Slack, Telegram, other communicators on, it's nice to actually shut them down. I have a bonus hack for you. This is short advice that I've learned from Amy Cuddy. This is the woman that is shown on this YouTube video below. In 2 minutes, it can change your hormones in your body and actually give you this additional boosts whenever you need it. And it's a hero pose. And you basically, it looks like it sounds. If you keep this posture for about 2 minutes, it's proven to decrease cortisol and gives you this additional focus on here and now. If it's stupid, but it works, then it's not stupid. So I highly recommend you check the TED Talk of Amy and you check this simple pose that actually can change your chemistry in your body. Our communication, it's not only about what we say. So what I was communicating to you today, you could hear me, but then we have those 5 senses that we are using. So the hearing is one thing. It's about 8% of total communication people are exchanging. We have touch, taste, and smell. And those 3 senses in total, they made up about 8 to 10% of our communication with the world. The rest, the 80%, it's about sight. So actually nonverbal communication, it's about 80 to 80 something percent of our total communication. So I can tell you whatever, but what you will remember today was how I was looking, about my surroundings, about whether I was smiling or not, and the general impression of what you saw during this webinar. You would remember whether you like the slides or not. I hope you keep that in mind. Thank you very much.